My name is Erica Black. I'm a second-year psychology major with a minor in education.
And I'm Kayla Alexander, a second-year psychobiology major.
Okay, great. So we'll get started. All right, so when did you first become aware of your race?
It was when I was about 5 years old. I told my dad, I was like, hey dad, I want to be white. And when I said that to my father, it was kind of like in a joking manner. I really didn't want to be white. I was just like, hey, just playing around. He did not take it as a joke. He found it very, very offensive, and just really for the first time, I really felt like my dad was being really firm. He was like, you are not white. You are black, and that is something that you should be proud of at all times. And I didn't realize until today that the way they looked at it was as if I was saying that I wasn't proud of my blackness. I wasn't proud of my skin color, and my parents probably took it as me having low self esteem and looking at being white as just better than what I am. So that's when I realized oh wow, I am black. I'm not white. I'm not anything else.
That's what's up. Kayla?
Yeah, for me, it wasn't necessarily a pivotal moment where I realized that I was black, but it was just a constant awareness. My dad would always make sure I knew I was black. I was only able to play with black Barbie dolls. I only could watch black shows. There's a lot of tension with white people, I guess, in general. I would be younger and I would hear relatives come home and say yeah, this happened to me again because I'm black, or oh yeah, I can't believe I have to do this. Yeah, it's because this is why, or they said I can't do this because of my skin color or my hair color, stuff like that. And even when I was younger, I didn't understand it, but I still understood that we were different, and because of that, we were treated a different way.
Right. Thank you. So I guess with that, do you believe that there are still racial inequalities that exist in America today?
110%.
Definitely. Why do you say that, Kayla? Why do you feel 110% sure?
I think that in America today, I'm first gonna start off by saying racism today is not as explicit as it was back then. It's very implicit, and there's a lot of microaggressions, subtle racisms that we can't necessarily take a picture of or say, oh, this explicitly happened to me without it being questioned. But there is a lot of implicit racism and also a lot of systematic injustices. We can tell that racism still exists by the amount or the glass ceilings that happen with people of color in the workforce. You can see the number of people of color in higher education. You can see what type of jobs people of color have, blue collar versus white collar, and the percentages on that. You can see, you can even do research on police brutality because of race and how that matches up with other races. There's a lot of things that can pinpoint these things, but they're not things that are exposed to the media or even talked about.
Right.
She said it all.
Most of. What role do you feel like your family has played? Do you feel like they've played a central role in, I guess, shaping your perception of racial inequalities in America? Or has it been schooling or your personal experience? Or do you feel like family was first and central?
I think family was definitely first and central. Schooling never taught me about any inequalities. They always preach equality, and that everyone has equal chance. If you want to do this, you can do it no matter what you look like, no matter how you sound, no matter how tall you are, short you are, big you are, small you are. Which I found out as I got older, personally, that wasn't true because of the ways that I was held back or limited in my ventures to pursue higher education. My family did a good job of explaining to me and showing me the importance of keeping my culture.
Thank you. Y'all definitely provided some great insight, so I appreciate it.
No problem.